Alright guys, if you guys saw on Twitter, also known as X, I stated that Tuesdays now is basically going to be Akira Amano Tuesdays, simply because two of her works, I just recently did Ronkama no Hashi, which actually comes out on Mondays, but again, due to my own schedule and work, I have to push it on to Tuesdays. So I said, hey, I'm already doing one of her older works, which is Katekyo, so I might as well make Tuesdays both Ronkama no Hashi and Katekyo Hitman REBORN Tuesdays, right? So here we are with chapter 119. So if you guys remember from last chapter, chapter 118 was the beginning, the start announcement for the final battle, the final half ring scramble battle with the cloud ring on the line. So it was Hibari versus Golomoska. At the same time, they explained back in Italy where they were underground, Oregano and another, associate under Imitsu, who were trying to get in the building, as well as Lao Merc, and they found basically the blueprint for the Golomoska, which was originally used during a war or World War years back again. So again, like I say in the last video, I'm like, oh, we're taking real life events but putting them in a fantasy setting for Katekyo, right? On top of that, the Varia bought it off the black market, because again, the mafia, black market, that type of stuff. So they bought the Golomoska, and that's the same machine that's going to be used for this final battle. While that is happening, Suna is still training with Reborn to basically perfect the 0-point breakthrough technique, which was originally created by the first Vongola boss. Okay, so many generations passed, at least 9 generations passed, and now Suna has to perfect this technique that if you are already a manga reader or anime only who've already seen this, of course no spoilers, but this technique is something that, you know, is only tied to the first and now Suna. So it's a never before seen technique, and you guys will see it in upcoming chapters soon. That's all I can really say. Okay, but you'll definitely see it, because the only reason why Reborn wants Suna to learn this technique is simply because anything can happen during this battle. Even if Suna's side does win, right, or Zanza's sides win, knowing the type of people they're dealing with, especially Zanza's, and what he stated chapters ago, it can go any way, but Zanza's not going to uphold his promise as like they want to think. So now getting into chapter 119, the beginning of the final battle is about to take place. So everybody's outside, and it's by the what you call it? It's by the sports field, okay? So it kind of looks like, I'm not gonna lie, the sports field looks very close to that of a jail field, okay? It's secluded with this big old fence around with obviously barbed wire, so people can't come in or get out. On top of that, there is Gatling guns that will shoot or project objects into the field while they are fighting, okay? So now not only are they fighting, but they have to evade these objects from hitting them and or possibly killing them. And on top of that, there is landmines all over the place. So while you're worrying about possibly a bullet hitting you, you gotta worry about where I'm going to step, where's my foot gonna touch. Okay, so the Cervello is saying that the mission of the Cloud Guardian is to be the aloof, drifting cloud who protects the family from an independent standpoint and whom nothing can ever bind. So that's their whole reason on why they set up this last stage. So it is a very dangerous stage, because anywhere you put it, you can die, from where you walk to whatever is being thrown at you at any given point, okay? So with that being said, you know, we have it where everybody's just like, well, more so on Suna's side, because Gokodera, Yamamoto, and Ryohei are here to basically hype up Hibari, even though we all know Hibari does not care whether they're there or not. Remember, he doesn't like crowds. We also have it where like Yamamoto is like, the reason why we're not going to leave or we're not going anywhere is because Hibari is our ace, which, you know, given the type of character that Hibari is, and he is the guardian, we all know on Suna's side of things, Hibari is deemed the strongest guardian. So now they're leaving everything up to him to just finish off everything, win this battle, and they all think that they can go home scot-free. Of course, Zanzi's laughs at this because he's like, Ace. Again, Golem Mosca, a killing machine. A machine that was used during war. And you got this little kid facing, that was a whole joke to him. So now we have that. We go now into Suna training with Basil. Then a big explosion happens between both of them. Basil obviously is worried for Suna because he's thinking Suna is pushing himself too hard, and the more he keeps pushing himself trying to accomplish this one technique, the breakthrough technique, the more it's going to actually hurt him. But funnily enough, despite last chapter where we had Suna worrying about going to see Hibari and to make sure that he's okay during this fight and not wanting to complete this technique, we have it where he's like, okay, I kind of understand how it actually works, where the Primo, he's actually understanding what the first generation boss, how he was able to accomplish this technique and actually utilize it in battle. So he saw like a small glimmer of it. He's almost there, and we actually have it where Reborn, he's just like, oh, okay, so why don't we just call it the end of the day, call it a break, and let's go to the fight, because Suna now has an idea of how to execute this ability, this technique, okay? And because of that, this is going to lead, this is like a foreshadowing for what's to come, obviously. So now we go back, not actually go back, but now we're in Italy again. Okay, so after they saw the blueprint of the Golem Mosca and how destructive it is, the reasons it was used for, and also why the Vario may want this particular machine for what reasons, they come to find out that not even find out, as they're talking, Oregano and the other guy, they're talking, a Golem Mosca appears. A Golem Mosca bursts out the wall, hits the guy into the opposite wall, so he's falling down. They're trying to shoot, Lao March and Oregano are trying to shoot the Golem Mosca, but the bullets are flying off of it. Then some random dude comes out of nowhere stating that you would have to, in order to shut off the Golem Mosca, because this Golem Mosca has an emergency button on the back, on its back of his head. Okay, you can't really see it. You have to be in a state of death. So in a way, it has to perceive as if you are already dead, and that way you can sneak around, press the emergency button, and shut it down. So this person who came to save them comes to tell them that his name is Moretti. I don't remember if he really shows again in the series. I don't think so. He's not of great importance, but he is deemed as an assassination expert, okay? And he was sent by Imitsu. So he goes telling Oregano and the others that this version that they just faced was a prototype, and the one that's in Japan was more than likely an updated version, meant for mass chaos, mass destruction. So the Varia not only bought it, but more than likely equipped this version of the Golem Mosca that's going to be in the fight versus Hibari, has way more weapons and is far more dangerous than what they just encountered in the basement, okay? So the fight is getting ready. We saw Dino, they're asking, Romario's asking if Dino's kind of worried about this whole ordeal fight. Are you going to actually go watch Hibari? Because it's just like, you know, it's his student and everything. He wants to see if he's going to do well. But obviously the teachers in this series always has faith that their student won't have any troubles, okay? So the fight takes place. And if you can tell by the thumbnail, if you can tell by the thumbnail, yeah, that's basically what it is. That's it. That's it. So Golomoska, you know, prepares the launches on its back legs and starts flying towards Hibari. Hibari just wounds up his arm, okay, with the tonfa, right? And then just slashes through it, breaking off the arm and causing the Golomoska to explode. Everybody, even on the Varya side, was like, that's it. The Varya, Suna side, and the Cervello were mind blown. They couldn't believe that literally, as soon as the Cervello said, the match begins, it's the same minute the match ends. And you mean to tell me Zanzus was the same one that was laughing at Yamamoto when he said, yo, Hibari is our ace? Okay, this machine that he possibly paid millions for, the machine of military, of war, machine of war, okay, that you bought off the black market. You thought it was going to do something against Hibari, and he just did that. He paid no mind to it and instantly destroyed your ace on this as soon as the fight started. I know for certain that Zanzus is mad. He's just not showing it, but my man's is mad because he thought, okay, since they're kids, you know, especially given the fact that like this is a machine that he controls. This is a machine that like he didn't see no faults in it. It's going to get the job done. So after he slashes through the Golomoska, he got the ring and then he gave it to one of the Cervello girls. And then he's like, yo, I don't need this. Then he walks up to Zanzus, stands in front of him, a couple of feet away from him. And then he's like, you sitting right there? Come down here. This felt like a Frieza and Ghetto moment. But the chapter ends with, literally, he says, until I bite you to death, monkey boss of the mountain monkeys, I can't go home. Monkey boss. Hibari, are you racist? Yo, and the chapter literally ends on that, and I'm like, I mean, like, we have it where Zanzus is just like, he's looking and everything, and he's like, he smiles, but here's the funny thing. Belgafor says the ring battle still continues, and he's asking Zanzus what he's going to do next. And that's what I said, like, even if Hibari wins, basically it's 4-3, 4 wins, 3 losses. So automatically, since he won this fight, he won. Suna side won, but knowing Zanzus. So next fight is the actual fight. This Golomoska fight was a warm-up, okay? Hibari is going to fight the mountain monkey boss. The monkey mountain boss. That's who he's going to fight next. That's who he's going to fight next chapter, okay? Because it's setting up for that. He challenged Zanzus to come here because he's like, the Golomoska was a waste of my time. You're the one I actually want to fight because you're strong. Out of everybody here, you're the strongest. And I noticed that because Hibari just doesn't go fighting anybody just to fight. I mean, yes, he does beat up a lot of people. Yes, because he gets irritated very easily. But if you know Hibari loves a strong opponent. Given he himself is strong, he wants a good fight. And he's looking at Zanzus and saying, you're next. You come here. Okay? And that's how the chapter ends. So, dang, I didn't know Hibari was like that. I didn't know he was I didn't know he was low-key kind of racist. I think he and Ghetto and Frieza will be, you know, good friends. And it kind of makes sense. He don't like being around nobody. But I'm sorry, but guys, do tell me on how you felt about chapter 119 of Katekyo Hitman REBORN. If you're new to the series, what do you think is going to happen and take place next episode with the information that they got in Italy and everything? How is this going to coincide with what's happening in Japan? Not only that, how is this going to tie in with the 9th as well? Because all of that's happening that's in Italy. One, they're trying to find the 9th. The 9th shot Imitsu. We don't know if Imitsu is alive or if he's dead. But and on top of that, buying the Golem Mosca, how that's that tie into everything. And obviously with Suna learning the 0-point breakthrough technique, how is this going to help him? Because now that the ring battles are over, it's basically a free-for-all at this point, because we all know Zanz is not going to uphold his promise that he made in the beginning to continue these fights. So how well or how equipped enough is Suna to join into this fight now that the ring battle is officially over? And what does he plan to do with this particular technique? Again, no spoilers, especially for those who are new to the series, but those who are, do tell me your thoughts down below. The links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.